Alright, I'm about to watch a random Alex Stein debate with just random people, just for fun, and talk about it. Watch me.
Blimp, I'm here with Turning Point USA. I love these guys. Thank you so much. Okay.
First things, if you don't know Alex Stein, he's hilarious. He's like, he lives in my state, and he's just wild. The things he says is just crazy.
Okay, what's your name?
My name's Caitlin. Nice to meet you.
And Caitlin.
Yeah,
Of course. Nice to meet you, Caitlin. Thank you for coming up.
I was just wondering, I know you talked about it with him before, but just like your ideals on ICE, because I feel like it is kind of justified, but I don't agree with the measures that they are taking. And do you agree with the extreme measures?
See, you and I aren't that far off because I believe in states' rights and I don't like the federal government overreaching their authority. And I can see how somebody that's anti-ICE can take, offense to having a federal police force on their street. And I think it is a necessary thing right now because the immigration crisis is where it's at. But at the same exact time, I worry about the next pandemic. I worry about the next serious catastrophe where they're going to put martial law and they're going to use ICE or DHS.
Yeah, we definitely don't want the government to have more power, because fuck that. Why would we want, full force? That's why every single man and woman should have a gun.
To basically make it where we can't go to the grocery store. So I want less government involvement. That's why I, tend to be conservative. And I don't necessarily love the federal authorities just coming in and calling the shots. But they do have the legal authority to arrest people. So that's how it works.
Okay, I don't see them as police officers. I see them as, regular people who are attacking.
Well, they're more than regular people.
Are they, though?
Yeah.
They're literally federal enforcement officers. What the fuck are you talking about?
To go through training, they have to go through an academy, and then they get certified to be an ICE agent. Okay, I'll put it this way. I don't like the federal government getting involved in our everyday lives. When things get really hot and heavy in America, I do think it is a necessary thing that we do it. Okay?
I'm originally from Texas, and so I travel a lot back and forth from Arkansas to Texas, and I am in constant fear of being stopped, of getting arrested, of all that, and
And that's just an irrational fear. That's because it's put into these people from the media to be scared that they're going to get deported. But if you have your own, if you were born here, you have nothing to worry about. They're not going to look for you.
Feel for everybody else, even if they are illegal. I mean, I do agree with the fact that we are deporting
criminals.
Yes, I agree with that. I'm not so sure about the fact that we are deporting people who take the jobs that a lot of people don't want, like those fast food workers,
landscaping, service industry jobs.
And that's
you don't have to compete with those jobs. That's why I don't really think that is bad, as I've said this multiple times. The legal immigration, where people are able to do H-1B visa fraud and they're able to...
Yeah, the people that are like, looking for jobs, trying to find work. All these illegals are taking those jobs, and they're getting paid slave wages to take their jobs. It's kind of stupid.
Bring in their whole family, and they do that all legally. And I think that actually has as much of a detriment, if not more, to society, because it affects actual people that have college degrees, actual people that want to buy a house. Most of us here are not competing to work at McDonald's. I'm not saying it's a bad thing to do that, but that's not what we're competing to do. We're in college because we want to get a six-figure job so we can support ourselves. And so the same goals that you have are the same as the people that are immigrating here legally through H-1B visa fraud, and that's who you're trying to compete with. And we already have 350 million people. We don't need to import 1.5 billion Indians to compete with us.
But see, the thing is that the education in those other countries aren't as advanced as it is here.
Yes.
And so they do want to immigrate here legally.
Yeah.
So they...
Why would we want those people? If they don't have the same education as us, why would we want those people? That doesn't make sense to me.
Can get that education so that they can learn,
but
so
why
that
do
they
want
can
the education?
so that they can get better jobs,
Exactly.
so they can live a better
and
life.
Take your job.
But it doesn't matter. They want those lives. People are people. It doesn't matter where you come from.
Yeah, I agree people are people, but when I see systematic fraud We need to shut that down. I'm not saying nobody can come here. If you're some awesome athlete or something from Germany, or there's
Okay,
there's
but I
some
feel
great
if,
actor,
if
I
they're
don't think you
coming
should be
here
barred to come
legally,
here and work.
then they have the right to take those jobs. They have the right to go to school, to take the spots
But
that other
I think
people
it's a
here
much more
would want.
important thing to
Yeah, if they
actually
come here
protect the rights
legally.
of American citizens before protecting the rights of foreigners.
But it doesn't matter.
It does matter.
They're all people though. So it matters for everyone's rights, not just us. We can't be selfish.
Yeah, but you're being penalized, basically. And I don't want American citizens to be penalized. And this is what it goes to. I don't think we're
Which is
that
bullshit.
far off.
Why
I'm
would
just
you
saying,
want American
if you look
citizens to be
at the
penalized for
legal,
doing
I
the
keep
right
saying that
thing?
because illegal sounds like legal. It is actually hurting us and hurting young people that have college degrees more than the illegal immigration where the people are, like we said, working at McDonald's or, working at a hotel. Awesome. Thank you. Give it up for her. Thank you. That was very polite. Nice to meet you too. Okay, what do you got for us and what's your name?
My name's Lorenia.
Larinia! I like Larinia. Talk into the mic though. Now we're starting to get a bunch of people here and they're heckling and talking loud.
What I
That's-
know
what a name.
about is like Trump's immigration. He's been like deporting more immigrants than like Biden and Obama.
That's not true.
Yeah.
That's no. Pull
it
out
is
your phone
kinda
right
true.
now. Pull out your phone right now. Do you have your phone?
Yes, I do have my
Okay,
phone.
just ask who's deported. Just Google it. Who's deported more
I have
people?
Googled it before,
And
and
it's Obama. He's deported
Obama has
millions of
still
people more than Trump. That's a
deported
fact.
more people
I'm
than
telling you,
Trump
that
has.
is-
that's not a fact.
Look it
I
up
looked it
right
up.
now.
I
Look
looked
it
it
up.
up before.
I'm gonna pull it up. You're making me pull it up. You're the college kid. You should be all good at your phone.
Making
Hold
him
on,
pull
let's
it
see.
up.
Searching deportation stats. What are you gonna say when I'm right?
I guess
Barack
it
Obama deported more people than Donald Trump during their terms in office, with Obama
Let's see.
overseeing roughly 3 million formal removals compared to Trump's first term total of 1.2 million or fewer. They say it's closer to 932,000.
Let's
So
figure it
even
out real
Trump's
quick.
deportations with this.
Who deported more people? Obama or Trump? Thinking about it. Obama deported more people than Trump during respective terms. 3.1 million to 1.2 million. Uh-oh. She's in trouble.
This term and his last one are still 2 million less than Barack Obama's.
Thank you for proving your point.
Right here.
Yeah. Here's the thing: Obama, he would deport criminals, felons.
But
But
Trump's
with,
doing that too. But see, this is the only thing, because you do seem
But
like
the
you're smart. I'm
media
not saying
tells
that
you
condescendingly.
that Trump is not deporting the criminals, even though every single person that comes into this country illegally is literally breaking the law. So they're all criminals.
The problem is, though, you're under propaganda from places like CNN and MS Now and the media. Because, listen, Alex Preddy, I didn't like that he got shot and killed like that. But when you see that video a million times, it makes you think that that's happening on every street corner in America. And that's not the case. It was an isolated incident. And the girl that got shot in her car, that was not a great thing. But my point is, you see
Because she tried to run over an ICE agent.
that 1,000 times over and over and over, and it's what I call trauma-based mind control. It's meant to scare people. It's not the reality of the situation.
it is kind of the reality because most protesters who are against ICE
Yeah.
and almost everyone here on campus, they get attacked by police officers. Even ICE agents will attack them.
I
Like,
don't
it's
know if
all
that's
over the
true.
media.
I don't know if that's true. You've had friends that got attacked by ICE?
No.
Okay, boom, right there. You just disproved the point. But
You
there's
got
a lot
friends
of
attacked by
media
ICE? No.
attention on these isolated incidents, so it makes
who
it seem
were
like
they
it's happening
attacking?
everywhere. But if you just want to know the facts, Donald Trump has actually deported less people than Barack Obama, and he has said multiple times on record that he is not going to go after people that don't have a criminal record. So really, you should like his immigration, practices better than Barack Obama's, if we're being intellectually honest.
Well, actually, I don't, because under Trump's administration, like, let's say, like an ICE detention center,
Yes.
there, like, people in there
They
are
had
not
ICE detention centers under Barack.
many like children are mostly in there instead of adults, which is
Yeah,
something that
I know, but-
nobody likes.
But why is that happening? Because we have people that are human traffickers bringing children here illegally, and they're being the victims of sexual trauma.
And when Biden came in, they made it where they couldn't get a DNA test for people coming with children to make sure that the father or mother person that's coming with them is actually their blood relative. Why?
Sexual abuse. We need to stop the problem. Yeah, you think these young kids are coming just willy-nilly?
No, I think people coming over the Mexican
coyote?
border are trying to get a better life here in
How is an
America.
8-year-old going to have a better life in America compared to Mexico? What would be the motivation for an 8-year-old to risk their life crossing a horrible desert, potentially getting sex trafficked, just to be able to go work at Wendy's? And maybe not even be able to work at Wendy's because they don't have a green card or they don't have a
Right.
social. So I don't really think the idea that kids are coming over here because they just want a better life. Like 8-year-olds in Mexico probably think their life is great.
100%.
It's not really good
Mexico
over
is not
there in
that
Mexico
crazy of a
as, like,
place.
here in America.
But I don't think an
I mean, yeah,
8-year-old
there's craziness
has
in
the
Mexico,
ability
but
to
there's craziness in
understand
any
how bad
place
his
you live.
surroundings are. You know, you don't really understand.
They know they're a human being like I am. I'm a Mexican American. I came here just
But
fine.
I think an 8-year-old in Mexico not being sex trafficked would be much better than coming to America and having a legal cartel coyote take them and rape them next to a rape tree that is all across the border.
Not a
Yep.
lot of children are in sex trafficking. That's
You don't think
Prob-
sex trafficking is bad?
It is.
Literally in every airport, in the bathroom, it says, "Are
Yeah.
you a victim of sex trafficking?" It says that in all these public spaces. Why do you think they put a sign on every public restroom that says that? Because it's not a problem?
I think sex trafficking is a problem, but
Yeah.
with 8-year-old children trying to come here to live a better life, to get at least
Well, I
better
think it's
education.
a bad parent. I think that's bad parenting to just let your 8-year-old go with a coyote.
I don't think so
Why would you-
because most
Why would you use coyotes? That's just insane. They're just literally taking advantage of the people, and then they'll like have leverage on you, and they'll say, "Hey, if you don't do what we say, we'll bring you over the border. But if you don't do what we say, we'll kill your family in Mexico." So you have to, traffic these drugs and these children and all these people because they have, blackmailing these people.
You don't
like,
think so? I think
no.
you're wrong.
I think most immigrants want here to come to have a better life for them and their children.
Yeah, but like a 9-year-old only cares about like cereal and toys. They don't know that if they go to America that they're going to get some sort of better lifestyle. I just don't think that that's their motivation. Oftentimes it's their parents selling them to the cartel. You do agree that the cartel is bad?
It is,
And-
very much.
And do you think the cartel is very influential in Mexico and
No,
South
it's
America?
it's not.
You
But
don't think
Not.
the cartel is influential in all the drugs they bring over? We've had over 100,000 overdose deaths from fentanyl alone, the majority of it coming from Mexico.
well, yeah.
Yeah.
If the cartel is doing something bad in Mexico, that would be a good reason of why Mexican people want to come to America.
Yeah, I
What?
know, I
Yeah.
understand, but that's why we need to stop the cartel. But my
We
point
should
is,
stop the cartels
cartel
first.
might be committing the crime in Mexico, but then they're illegally bringing it over the border in Arizona or Texas or California, and then those drugs are being taken by college kids across the country, and they're
In which they'll use these people that they say, "Oh yeah, you don't have to pay us, but you have to traffic all this fentanyl when you go move over to the border, and you have to hold it for us." So these people are committing more crimes, and they're emotionally blackmailed because they think their family's gonna die if they don't do what the cartel says.
dying.
Which
So they're
is-
responsible, whether it happens in America or not.
Which is why I think, like, under Trump, they should be focusing on more like catching criminals instead of like catching families with children, going door to door to like.
Well, you're
Mexican
lucky.
Americans.
That's what's happening. He's told ICE to chill out in Minneapolis, and he's said on record multiple times that he's going to focus on illegals that have a criminal record. He's literally said that. You can fact check that too.
He has.
I
I
don't
think you like
believe
Donald
it.
Trump more than you want to admit.
I don't.
You got to look into him, and he loves.
don't.
You saw him eat that taco bowl at Trump Tower.
No.
Yeah, he's like, "I
also
love
know that he's in
Mexicans."
the Epstein files.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
listen, I like how you bring up the Epstein files. You think if he was in the Epstein files molesting children, that Joe
Let's see if I can
Biden
find
would
that
spend
tweet.
4 years putting him in jail? So obviously he didn't do anything. Was he friends with Jeffrey Epstein? Yes, but as
Yes.
soon as he found out that he was a child predator, he kicked him out of Mar-a-Lago. So Donald Trump's a billionaire. You're going to be friends with other billionaires. It doesn't mean that you do every sordid, disgusting thing that they do in their personal life.
Well-
so what you're doing is called collective punishment, which we're probably all against collective punishment, but you're collectively punishing Donald Trump for just being associates with a guy that is not a good guy. I'm not defending Jeffrey Epstein.
see if
Jeffrey
I can
Epstein's
find
a
it.
pig, disgusting. He deserves to die, but he's probably not dead. But yeah, I mean, I don't want to collectively punish Donald Trump when there's no evidence that he actually did anything to a child. Did he do something to women over the age of 18? Probably yes, but I don't think he would do
Yeah,
anything to a child.
like I think it was during like the early mid 2000s. It was
Yeah.
like
There's one statement from a limo driver where he alleged that he heard
Yeah.
Donald Trump say that he raped and buried a kid. And,
also
but
there's
the
his
FBI
daughter.
fact checked that and found out it was all BS and nonsense.
Well, if you actually looked in the files and where his name was mentioned.
I've been on to the Epstein files since before 2016, since before Trump was president. So.
Okay.
Oh
All right,
yeah, that
thank
was
you.
it.
Give it up for her. Thank
He
you for
said,
coming out. I really appreciate
"Happy
it.
Cinco de
Don't
Mayo.
forget
The
what
best
I told
Taco
you,
Bells are
please.
made
What's
at
your
Trump
name?
Tower. Trump Tower Grill. I love Hispanics." It's the Cinco de Mayo 2016.
My name's Dominic, and I just wanted to ask, why do you still support Donald Trump after he's been convicted of like 34 felonies? Like, this is just genuine curiosity. He's been convicted of
so
34
stupid.
felonies. He started the pointless war in Iran.
34
He's been
felonies.
mentioned in the
They've
Epstein
never been.
files more than
They never
God has been
sentenced
mentioned in
him
the Bible.
because
And,
there
I'm
was
not
no
saying he did
underlying
anything in it, 'cause
crime.
there's, like, obviously nothing's happened, but he's been mentioned so many times that it should raise suspicion.
Well, real quick, do you have more? I'll answer.
That, and then he said he was gonna like lower all the prices and stuff, but because of the war in Iran, they got raised. Like, gas prices is through the roof again.
It's still
Gas
not as
prices
high as
actually
they
went
were in
down
Joe Biden during the
just
Ukraine war,
recently.
That's a fact.
But he said he was going to lower them, and now they're back.
Well, they were
up above.
temporarily low, but I think once America, luckily America is basically energy independent, and once all these other countries start buying their energy from us, whether it's oil, gas, petroleum, whatever that is, it will actually end up lowering the price. So I can see your arguments like, hey, he said it was going to go lower, and it did temporarily, and then now it went up. But when it comes to Epstein files, there's no evidence that he was actually, banging
There's
kids.
no evidence of anything in the
Iran war, I
Epstein
didn't
files.
necessarily love it, but I also agree.
The only thing
I
that
don't want
actually
terrorists
helps
to have
him
nuclear
because they were
weapons,
showing
so I
that
feel like
he
it was a necessary evil. And
he was the one that helped get Epstein arrested. Like a sheriff actually said that.
And now it looks like the off-ramp, that we're on the off-ramp, and it's going to end sooner than later. So I don't think that was as a big a catastrophe as the media has said. And then what was your first complaint about Trump?
He's convicted of 34
Okay,
felonies.
but come on, you know that was all a hit job. I know you're smart enough to know that
if you
was...
can't say that and still support like the rest of the the courts and all that stuff, because he was convicted. They had evidence. They convicted him 32
Yeah, by a
32
corrupt judge.
times.
I mean, those people, whether it's Fannie Willis or all of those people, they all had a bias, and that's why they targeted Donald Trump.
100% they had a bias.
It's corrupt people trying to target somebody. And see, that kind of proves the point that he didn't do anything with Epstein, because if they really wanted to get him for something, they should have gone after him for being a pedophile, which he's not, because that would have been actually universally liked by the people. Instead, they showed that the system that we have is incredibly corrupt and our criminal justice system's a joke, and that if the government thumb wants to land on you, it can take out anybody. And at the end of the day, it didn't even take him out. So,
And they can't even name the crime. They just say 34 felonies, but they're like, if you ask them what was the crime, that they'll say falsified business record. Okay, what? Okay, but what business record did he falsify? And why would that give you 34 felonies? Maybe because they made each felony for a reason from QuickBooks. It's fucking stupid.
the 34 felonies, all that was nonsense. You and I both know that.
Okay, I guess still got two more questions. Number one, since like the Epstein files, he said he was going to release the Epstein files day one.
He did release the Epstein files.
It's 3 million documents.
Well, he said he was going to do it like as soon as he got into office. That was one of his like running
He never said that either. He said he might think about it. He never said that he was going to release Epstein files.
points.
Well, they did have to redact stuff, the victims and stuff, so that it does take a little time to do
But
that.
he released them with so many redactions that it was pointless to release them, and he fought it. That was after they sued him. If I remember correctly, they sued him, or they sued the United States.
Thomas Massey, Marjorie Taylor Greene.
And all of Congress seen the unredacted files, and not one of them had actually said anything about Trump. Strange.
And Ro Khanna put a lot of pressure on him. No, hey, listen, we all wanted transparency, and I think we'll get even more transparency. But 3 million Epstein files is 3 million more than Joe Biden gave us, and it's 3 million more than Kamala Harris gave us.
I'm not saying it wasn't like they should have been released long time ago. Like I'm just saying, one of his running points was I'm gonna release these, and then he fought so hard to release them. and still nothing has been done from the files that shows, hey, these guys are being weird with kids, and like there's stuff that you can convict people, and still nothing has happened.
I will say though that they really need to arrest somebody from that list. Like, it's kind of ridiculous that he can't traffic children to no one. It doesn't make no sense.
Got arrested in the UK, but yeah, I think they need to prosecute more people.
That's the only one. There's been no other prosecution from these people that have been
But a lot of people,
mentioned in the Epstein
you read
files.
the Epstein files, a lot of them are using coded language, and so we should investigate that. But using coded language, they do that on purpose so that they can get away with these crimes that they're committing secretly on an island. So some of it is probably hard to go and retroactively go and prosecute for some of these crimes that, yeah, they're sending weird emails, but they need like more concrete evidence. But I do want more arrests. I agree with you. I think we need more arrests.
Because the thing is, it feels like they're not trying to do anything for it. Right now, he's like, look, we released it so you can get off my back about it. And he's trying to do all this other stuff to like distract from the fact that, hey, even if it says he's like, I'll agree, it says he's mentioned a lot, but there's nothing that says he is like a criminal. Like nothing is said there. But it kind of feels like he's almost trying to distract from all that stuff to either protect them or not, or draw the attention away from, hey, I was mentioned so many times, which, yeah, but like there was no investigation.
He was mentioned so many times because they included the entire transcript to the Hillary and Trump debate with every single mention Trump and every single mention Hillary. That's why his name is in the Epstein files so many times, because people email about Trump and they're crazy mad about Trump every day, and they're all emailing because they all hate Trump. So of course his name is going to be in the million emails, because everyone's going to be like, I hate Trump.
Into it at all, and I think
there was some investigation into it.
Barely any, if at all, and still there's not investigations on half the other people.
Well, I will tell you that we're 15 months into the presidency, so we're at the start of the second quarter, so we still have nearly 3 full years to figure this out. So we agree that I don't necessarily love the war, but I'm going to support the president. I'm a patriot, and I support all of our men and women in uniform, especially the ones that lost their lives. And I'm not going to poo-poo on their legacy for going and defending, our great country.
I guess we'll have to agree to disagree.
All right, thank you. Give it up for this young man. Okay, now what do we got over here?
What it do?
What's up, brother? What's your name?
Carter.
Carter?
Yup.
What's up, Carter?
You a Trump supporter?
Big time. The people on the blame. Y'all like Trump?
Okay. Now me, I don't really like, when I look at a person, I don't take like the views and stuff. But I have heard some stuff, and I seen some pictures like Epstein and stuff. So basically, all I'm saying is, are you supporting like pedophilia and like tax fraud? And
what
like,
are you talking about?
No.
There's no evidence.
So that's really
that he's
what Trump was really posted up in pictures
okay, let me
with
tell you
Epstein
something. I can
and
tell
kids.
you probably got some friends that are in jail, right?
What does that have to do
So,
with
you
anything?
know some people that are in jail? Do you have any friends? Do you have any friends that are in jail? Yes.
You
or
know
no?
I do.
Yeah, I know.
You
do.
know
That's what
I
I'm
do.
saying. So, are you guilty of their crimes because you were friends with them? Answer the question. I'm saying, if you know somebody that's in jail that might have been a murderer,
You are what you hang around, gang.
Well, they do say birds of a feather flock together.
That's what I'm
but
saying.
my point is, I'm saying that there's no evidence that he's guilty of being a pedophile.
But you
because
did
Joe Biden-
disagree. You are what you hang around. What are you on the island for? That's how they doing.
He never went to the island. He never went to
He
the
never
island.
went to the island. There's
evidence that he went
no
to the island. Now,
there's no evidence or flight logs that he went to the island.
Bill Clinton went to the island 27 times.
I don't
and
care.
he
I
hasn't
ain't
been
no
charged.
Democrat or Republican, gang.
Yeah,
I'm in the middle.
I'm just telling you, there's no evidence that Donald Trump is a pedophile, and if there was, they would
So
have
what's the
used
pictures
that.
and stuff about?
Where he's at Mar-a-Lago? Yeah, Jeffrey Epstein was a member of Mar-a-Lago, and then once Donald Trump found
And
out
then he
that he was a
kicked him
pedophile,
out.
he kicked him out of that club. You have to
Nah, he
remember-
did that to cover himself.
What are you talking
Bro,
about?
all he doing is covering his track.
Yeah,
He's a
once you
billionaire.
find out that you have a pedophile that's a member of your club, yeah, you should kick him out. I don't know if that's necessarily
No,
covering
he
his
trying-
tracks. That's
He
him
was kicking him
following
out
through.
so the rest would be okay.
What are you talking about?
Bro, now
So
you acting like I'm
no,
slow.
You think that there's evidence that Donald Trump was raping kids?
Positive.
And then you're telling me?
I believe he a criminal.
You're telling me?
He got 34 felonies. Tell me if somebody my skin color had 34 felonies trying to be president, would
Do you
that
know
be?
anybody that's ever been targeted by a district attorney?
Hell yeah.
Exactly. So you know that we have a corrupt judicial system.
We do, and that's another problem.
So you should be empathetic
The
to
justice
Donald
system
Trump.
too. No,
Yes,
I don't
you
like none of
should.
that.
Because he got targeted by
Bro.
crooked district attorneys. And
The
He's targeted by crooked judges and a corrupt court system that like convicted him with no underlying crime. That's government corruption, 100%.
Is against us. the president, the judicial system, everything.
I agree with you on that.
And that's a problem.
But I'm saying, if there's concrete evidence, you're accusing
He
Donald
taking
Trump of
food
being a
stamps and
pedophile.
everything from poor families. That's another thing. He don't care
No, I
about the
think
poor.
he's
All he
making
care
word
about
that
is
food stamps
maintaining
can't
himself.
be used for like Doritos and Pepsi and stuff like that. And I do agree that we should have social services, but what you should get mad about is the illegal immigrants that are coming here and actually taking social services from marginalized communities. But you're not going to talk about that. You're going to be
Look,
like,
I talk about illegal immigrants. Now, I'm okay with them coming in illegally as long as they trying to conserve their.
The illegals are going to come in and they take a bunch of jobs, and then all those jobs are going to be replaced by robots. And then once all those jobs are replaced by robots, all those illegal immigrants that didn't have any, education or anything, that were working just low-level jobs, they're going to have nothing. So they're just going to start breaking and stealing shit because they have nowhere to go.
Life and their families and help themselves.
If you're so big brained, why do you think that there's less EBT? Why do you think there's less food stamps?
Because more people coming in.
Exactly. So that's why you're complaining about not having
that
enough
don't
EBT
have nothing
and
to
food
do
stamps.
because the government steady printing off money for other stuff, useless wars when they can help us out. They didn't even have to do the war. They could have helped us out instead.
I'm saying, do you not understand the logic that the more illegal immigrants that you have?
I'm saying Donald Trump doing other stuff when he can focus on helping out the people here.
Well, I believe Donald Trump is helping out the people here.
No, well, his people, yeah, but my people, no.
You think Donald Trump's racist? Is that what you think?
Yes, what the hell? Bro, his granddad was in the Ku Klux Klan.
Oh my gosh. Listen, there's no evidence that Donald Trump is a racist.
On God, his granddad was in the Ku Klux Klan, bro.
Well, I don't
Why would he have so many cabinet members that he would put in
Look it
that are
up.
black?
You know it's true. What are you talking about?
Everybody has a racist.
That doesn't make any sense.
His grandfather. That's just how the world.
Bro, that is taught. What do you mean? Racism was taught throughout the generations. That shit generational.
Donald Trump has a lot of black employees. He has a lot
I don't care about none of that. Them folks is puppets.
If he was racist, he wouldn't be friends with black people. So it just ruins
I love
the argument.
everybody, but I will call out racism when I see it.
But you have no evidence of him being racist.
I have plenty.
Okay, give me one.
Bro, he done literally said the N-word before.
What? Give me one example.
You've never said the N-word. What are you talking about?
Example of Donald Trump being racist. No. Before you leave, give me one example of Donald Trump being racist.
So he ain't never said the N-word.
There's no evidence that he said the N-word. Everybody said the N-word. See, that's the thing is you're going to act like the snowflakes. You're going to act so sad. No, you're going to say, no, I'm not going to say it now, but I'm saying everybody
I don't get offended when they say the N-word, but I'm being honest. When you say the N-word with the ER attached, you are racist. Serious.
No.
You're falsely accusing a guy that you have no evidence of saying the N-word, and now you're trying to be sad about it. No, because you would like that because you're a victim, and you always want to be a victim because you're not smart enough to realize that word is impolite. And I'm not here to be impolite, but because you're a ghetto stiletto queen, you like to be impolite. You like to talk in movie theaters. You like to say the N-word. But in polite society, we shouldn't speak like that because I have manners, I have respect, something that you don't have. So that's why you're begging me to say the N-word so you can sit here and cry about it. And I'm not gonna play your reindeer
Now
games.
look, we might not be friends, but can you say that I treated you with respect?
Yes.
Now, okay. So other people can do that. My people can treat others with respect. Like, we don't have to be ghetto. We just get ghetto when folks don't listen.
I know, but y'all are getting ghetto.
When folks don't listen.
When people don't respect you, you get ghetto and you murder somebody. That's a difference.
Just saying,
I'm talking about the government in general.
You can break the stereotypes. You don't have to crash out every second that you get mad.
Well, that's all we know. That's how we been, bro. Because of y'all. This shit been taught through y'all. Y'all put drugs and shit in our community to ruin us.
I didn't put any drugs in your community.
I'm not talking about.
It's a perfect time to throw your entire life away. I love the Boondocks.
Not you, bro. I'm talking about the government.
What are you talking about? Now my dad's a drug dealer. Give me a break. Y'all just
talking about the government, bro. You know the CEI did that shit.
Y'all are just trying to falsely blame me for something I never did, and that's why you guys got to.
I'm not blaming you. I'm blaming who you support and the people you support and that party and the people who was around before them folks. I've never
victimized you, but you just label me that I'm selling drugs to you now. I mean, come on, dude. That's so far out of left field. I've never sold anybody any drugs. You're the one that said it. You're the one that said it. So my point is.
No, listen. I did say they put drugs in our community way back when, like in the 70s and 80s.
Yeah, but there's a lot of black drug dealers now too.
Why you think?
Some. Yeah, I don't know. Why do they sell
because
drugs?
of that.
Because
they taught us
people.
that, and then
white people
kids was getting raised up, and that's all they was seeing. And then there wasn't no real fathers in the community. All the thugs, everybody was in jail because they was trying to feed their family.
No, I understand that somebody that wants to make a living, but it's not a white person's fault that your friend is selling weed. It's not a white person's fault.
I didn't say that was a white person's fault. I said that was just people who put. I did not blame that on white people. Not all white people are part of the CEA or the government. There's some great white people. I love everybody. All I'm saying is the people who are doing this stuff on purpose, because this is a system.
Yeah.
Why do you, like, I swear to God, they
Well,
not,
I know,
everything that's going on is not
I'm
just
telling you,
because
I
all
agree
of this
with you.
stuff.
I agree with you that there are traps out there that can always catch
Multiple,
people.
and
There's
they've been
multiple
set
traps.
up for that.
But
For
Oh,
us
yeah,
to go to
totally.
jail. They love us in jail. They get paid for that
And
shit.
you know young people that are your age that have been really successful that didn't have any issues. So it's a lot of self-accountability, and there is part of it nature versus nurture. If you have a hard, nature surrounding, it's going to make you a little harder. And if you're nurtured,
Have you watched TV? Have you played video games? There's literally like black people on everything now. What are you talking about? How you can't? If you're saying you're black and you can't be, if you're saying you're black, you can't be successful. That's just a complete lie. There's a lot of successful black people, and they're really cool.
little more and you're given a leg up, it's going to make things easier. But life is not fair. You have to overcome those obstacles.
And that's true.
And
And
I
that
do
is
think
true.
that a little suffering actually makes you stronger.
That's why I'm in
When
college.
you have future struggles, you're able to overcome them easier. So life's not supposed to be a rose garden. You were never promised a rose garden. Life's
You ain't
gonna be
lying,
hard.
but look, one thing I'm gonna do, I'm gonna teach my people, go to college, get educated. That's
See,
what they
and
don't
I agree
want.
with you. We agree. Clap for that guy. I agree with you. Go to
Sweet. Like, subscribe. It's my first video, so we'll see how things get better as time goes.